generator.
New platform located.
New era initializing. Stand by.
Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, Suffolk, Essex, Hertfordshire.
New music generator.
New music generator.
New music generator.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the New Music Generator. It's Wednesday night. We are here once again live on YouTube and also on Instagram. Hello, if you're watching on YouTube. I'm waving to the camera. That was Connor Adams and his track called Freaking Out, taken from his latest released EP, which is called Traffic Light, and that came out a few weeks ago, March the 20th. Connor Adams music on social media if you want to go and find him on there. Welcome to the show. We're here for the next 2 hours playing you the very best in local unsigned music from across East Anglia. And by that, I mean Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, Suffolk, Essex, Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire. We've got lots of brand new music to play you from the inbox submissions this week, including a first play of the new single from Tiny Vessels. I'm a big fan of Tiny Vessels, and I haven't listened to this track yet. Deliberately waited to play it on the show today. We've also got the new single from Marada as well, which came out today, and I really loved their last track, and yeah, I haven't listened to this yet. I've waited as well, so I'm excited for today's show. If you would like to get in touch, you can always email inbox@newmusicgenerator.com, but if you are watching on YouTube, you can get in the chat. Brooke is there. She says, "Hey Tim, we meet again." That's ominous, Brooke. Hello, welcome to the show. Thank you very much. If you are a YouTube subscriber to the channel, then you can get in touch with us in the comments box. If you're not a subscriber, then you can't. But it doesn't take anything or any money to subscribe. I'm still looking to get to 200 subscribers. We're on 176 now, so we need another 24 to get to 200. So as soon as possible, that would be lovely on YouTube. We're also on Instagram. We're not on Mixcloud. I've been that off now. Nobody uses Mixcloud anymore. But we will be on TikTok next time, once the TikTok people have given me permission to stream, and that'll be exciting. I hope it's up a whole new world. We're also, of course, on our friends at Nogs Radio and on the podcast whenever you get that and download it. Right, let's move on and play you a track that we did play on the show quite a while ago, but the band at the time didn't have a release date for it. Well, it is out now, and actually this band have also had quite a busy few weeks. They were announced as the winners of Heat 4 of the Cambridge Band Competition last weekend, and they have also been announced to be playing the Brighton the Corners All Day Festival that is happening at the end of this month, because today is the first day of April. Hollow Waves are a 4-piece group from Cambridgeshire comprising of Ruben, Oscar, Charlie and Luca, influenced by acts such as Dinosaur Jr., Catfish and the Bottlemen and The Strokes. With members of previous bands moving away to university, the 4 of them found themselves in the same boat, inspired with nowhere to exert their energy. Their shared desire and connections to each other due to childhood swimming lessons brought the band together in October 2025. Just goes to show you never know where you're going to meet your next bandmate. So this is their new track. We played this first back in February. It was due to be released in February, but it got delayed. But it is now available. This is Hollow Waves and Eyes Shut. Really like that. And I can see off the back of that one track why they were chosen as the judges' favourites for the Cambridge Band Competition 4th heat last week. The 5th and final heat is this Saturday at the Portland Arms, and the final at the Junction, I think, in a couple of weeks' time. So well done to Hollow Waves for getting in there. We'll give you some more details on the Brighten the Corners all-dayer lineup that's been announced in the show later on. Next, we're going to feature a track that's going to appear on the new album from Dead Reynolds. Cambridgeshire rock group are releasing their new album, which is called Yellow Weather Warning, on the 24th of this month. They say the album is about the battles people don't talk about, when your head feels like a storm and you're just trying to get through the day without it all getting too much. They wanted to be honest about mental health, also about facing demons instead of pretending they're not there, finding strength from deep within when everything feels like it's falling apart. At the end of the day, it's not about being broken, it's about getting back up. If people listen to this and feel understood or feel that they're not on their own in it, then we've done what we set out to do, they say. Songs from the heart with a heart of their own. And we played a few tracks from this album on the show over the last few weeks, and we did play the video for one of their singles on the show a few weeks back. But this, I believe, is an album-only track that has not yet been played on the show. Dead Reynolds are Roscoe, Dom, Ben, Zena and Luke, and taken from the album Yellow Weather Warning, this is the track called Drowning. That is a album track from Dead Reynolds, Cambridgeshire group, who are releasing their new album in a few weeks' time on the 24th of April, called Yellow Weather Warning, and that is Drowning. That whole album has been produced by Jack Murphy at Crystal Sound Studios in Norfolk. Jack won the Producer of the Year award at the NMG Awards a couple of years back, and yeah, you can hear it's very highly produced, high quality, and look forward to playing some more tracks from that over the next few weeks. You are watching and listening to the New Music Generator. If you are a band or an artist watching and you would like to know where to send your music, thinking how can we get featured on this show, well, I've had somebody tell you how to do it in advance, because quite frankly it saves me from doing it myself. Have a listen to this.
To submit your music to the show, email an MP3 or WAV file to inbox@newmusicgenerator.com, ensuring you include a short biography and links to your social media.
All submissions from within our coverage area in East Anglia will be considered for airplay.
There we go, and that is exactly what the next artist have done. Tiny Vessels have sent us their brand new track. It is out on the 10th of April. And with this track, they've worked with Mike Juice, who they worked with on their track Know That You Are Home. Now, I think we've played probably 4 or 5 Tiny Vessels tracks on the show now over the last year or so. Their last track, Communication, was for me by far and away their best track to date. Really loved that track. So I'm excited to listen to this. Haven't heard this myself yet, and this is the first time it's being played anywhere as far as I know. This song is about being caught in the middle and throwing everything you can at it to make it work, whilst everyday chaos, doubt and debris still surround you. It will be the first track from a new Tiny Vessels upcoming EP. More news on that very soon, say Harry, Lee, Liam and Emilio from Tiny Vessels. This is an exclusive. This is Torn.
Surrounded by the debris of everything falling away. The canvas of colour running their way down your face. I'm caught between a question. Has the fight left your body now? So PI, are you right? Are you right? The wheel of fortune, we're shadows of the people we used to be, now torn. Should we brace for impact? Spin the wheel of fortune, we're shadows of the people we used to be, now torn. The volume of the world is crashing down around us now. How do we stop this? Smile to kill the doubt. I'm caught between the answer. Do I really want to know the truth? So PI, are you alright? Are you alright? Should we brace for impact? Spin the wheel of fortune. We're shadows of the people we used to be, now torn. Should we brace for impact? Spin the wheel of fortune. We're shadows of the people we used to be, now torn. Should we brace for impact? Spin the wheel of fortune. We're shadows of the people we used to be, now torn. Should we brace for impact? Spin the wheel of fortune. We're shadows of the people we used to be, now torn.
It's that Tiny Vessel sound, the formula that we've come to love. That is Torn. And the track is out on the 10th of April in all the usual places. And the band are playing At the Portland Arms in Cambridge on the 25th of April, they were the recipients of a free gig hire at the Portland Arms at the awards last year, and they are making good use of it by having their gig on Friday, the 25th of April. Saturday the 25th of April, not a Friday. They're joined by Modern Haze and Clean as well as support acts. So if you fancy going along, tickets available. Go on the Portland Arms website. I imagine that's where you'll find them. And highly recommend you go and check out Tiny Vessels. I don't think I've seen them play live yet. We've had them on the show, done an acoustic session, but I don't think I've seen the full band play live yet. So looking forward to getting down there and seeing them on that night. Hello to Brooke, who's chatting away in the YouTube chat. She says, I see what you mean when you said that you actually really like this band. They're amazing. I mean, I don't just say I like things and then lie. I do actually genuinely mean what I say. But yeah, that's a compliment. That's Tiny Vessels can put that on their press release. I see what you mean when you said that you really like this band. They're amazing, quote unquote. Brooke from the NMG YouTube chat. Happy birthday for you in 5 days, Brooke. She says birthday in 5 days. I won't sing you happy birthday. Maybe Jess and Dec will sing you happy birthday later. You wouldn't want me to. They will be live. They're actually here. They've been very, very good and very quiet in the corner of the studio. We'll chat to them in about 10 minutes' time and have a live version of the track that we played on the show last week. Now, let's open up the inbox and read an email. This is from Lady Grey and the Earls, who are a female-fronted four-piece indie rock funk band. Hi, we're Lady Grey and the Earls. We've been gigging since 2009, playing our first gig at the Twist in Chelmsford, which we now believe is long gone. Over the years, we've gigged the Basement, the Fiddler's Elbow, Asylum, Dublin Castle, Hotbox, the Water Rats, all of the big names in London. And again, so many of those have now also closed. We have over 15,500 plays on our YouTube channel. We've recorded 8 albums worth of original material, plus an original Christmas EP, which will become a full album in time. Oh, don't get me started on Christmas music. We are currently in the studio working on 2 new albums, an acoustic called I See Humans But No Humanity, and an electric album called Keep Your Coins, I Want Change. I like that. The band are Amy, who is Lady Grey herself on vocals, Jay on guitar, Papa G, Graham on bass and ukulele, and Ali on drums and percussions. Our albums are out on Spotify, Amazon Music, and all the streaming platforms. I saw the New Music Generator, it says here, through an Instagram post by the band If Not Now, who you've had the pleasure of gigging with. We love the site and what you guys represent. Well, there we go. We played If Not Now on the show last week or the week before. So, word of mouth, you found us. Well, welcome. And we're going to play you a track. Now, they did send 2 tracks through. I am going for the one that has a music video. So, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to be entertained by a music video. This track is called Afterglow, and it's by Lady Grey and the Earls. There we go. That is Lady Grey and the Earls, and their track is called Afterglow. That is a video that's available on their YouTube channel. You can go and find that on there if you search for them. Filmed on location at Spain's Hall Place in Basildon. There we go. Basildon's got a mention. Right, one more track for you before we chat to Jess and Dec. This is from last week's playlist, and it is Fly Swatter by Tom Harbour. Tom is friends with Myopia, and in fact, it was Ollie from Myopia that produced this track for Tom. It was written originally as an acoustic pop song with a more country vibe, all about friendship, young love, and how it feels to grow up and experience the first bit of freedom. But then after he met Ollie, the song took a turn, and it turned into more of a Radiohead-style track. In fact, that's what Ollie said when he rang Tom up one day and said, basically, I've just redone Fly Swatter in Radiohead's The Benz style. So this is from last week's playlist. I think this one is available now if you want to go and stream it. This is Tom Harbour, and his track is called Fly Swatter.
Crumbling down the lane. Please God, I'm already insane. Rip my heart, I'll come meet you. You know we're home where we start to sing, yeah.
That is Fly Swatter from Tom Harbour. If you miss any of the show, by the way, and you want to know what we play, if you miss me saying what something's called, I always post the playlist on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook, so you can check back and find the tracks yourselves. Some of the time the tracks are already available. You can stream them as we play them. Some of the time we get exclusive early plays, and therefore you can't stream them straight away, but at least you'll be able to remember where they are, maybe pre-save them if that's what you want to do.
G.
All right, we are live on this Wednesday evening, and whilst we've been live for the last few weeks, we've had different guests in the studio. We had Myopia in on the first week, we had Afterdrive the second week, we had Dan Sutton the third week, and today we have Jess and Dec. Hello, Jess and Dec.
Hello.
How are you both? We'll come on to you in a second. That's just the general, start of the interview question, Jess.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, generally very good.
How are you, Dec?
Yeah, I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Good. Now this interview. When did I invite you to do this? A couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. And everything was fine in the world at that point.
It was.
And then Jess, bless us, had a bit of a medical incident. Involving your cornea?
Yeah, all parts of the eye that you wouldn't think you have to sort of describe in that much detail, but yeah, all the fun, important parts of your eye that you sort of take for granted all the other times.
Yeah. I was gonna I was preparing for you not to be here, so I'm super impressed that you actually have come because. You're not. I don't know if you are in that much pain at the moment, given that you're drugged up to the high heavens.
I am, yeah. Drugged up to the eyeballs, people might say. Yeah, sorry.
But you are. Got good sense of humour about this, which is
probably because of the drugs. Yeah. But,
that does help.
Yeah. I'm just having to laugh through the patch wearing. I think that's the worst bit.
So for people who can't see, Jess is wearing an eye patch at the moment to cover up the eye that's the poorly eye, which you're on medication for, and we're hoping you'll make a full recovery of in the fullness of time. But for the moment, you're having to deal with one eye.
Yeah, it's quite a challenge. It did make guitar playing. I was like, oh, can I actually do that? I have to just really turn my head to do it. But yeah, it's a strange world, just one eye. But yeah, hopefully won't be too long. They did say it might be a few weeks, which I'm trying to ignore at the moment. And just think, no.
Yeah.
We'll
but
see.
you're doing the right thing now. You're trying to get on with things as best you can.
Yeah.
Where you can, so that will help. It'll help pass the time a bit. It's better than sitting at home feeling sorry for yourself.
Exactly, and I think all the gigs coming up, I'm just going to be wearing a patch and representing a pirate, basically. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about your upcoming gig soon, but let's just repeat what you was just telling me off air. So we've got you two today as your duo, but you also play in a band with a third troublemaker,
indeed,
who came round last night to see how you were.
Yep.
And then dropped a hilarious comment that you actually then took him by surprise with your response.
Yeah, he because we've got a band gig with him next week. We're playing at Voodoo Daddy's in Norwich, supporting Triggered Velocity on the Friday night, and he said, oh, maybe for that, because I'll be having to wear the eye patch for all these gigs. He said, maybe we should just all dress up as pirates and just really lean into it. And I was like, oh, yes, 100% we have to do that. And Tom immediately was like, no, I don't think I was just joking. But
I think we should make him do it. I'm down for it. I think we should.
Dec's down, I'm down. What have we got to lose?
Well, I think it would be funny, and you can't do this now because I'm going to say it, and this might get back to him. Funny that you tell him that you're going to do that, and then he's the only one that turns up dressed as a pirate.
That would be even better.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. Maybe a little cruel.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't care.
But I do think that's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we got Tim's vote for it.
Yeah, I think so. I look forward to seeing the video and the photo evidence on your social media.
Good. Yeah.
Right. Now, let's talk about you two as individual musicians, because I first met you separately in two different guises.
Yeah.
So we were first introduced to Jess as Jess Davey, solo artist. We played your first single release, I don't know, 3 or so years ago.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years ago this year. Yeah.
And a few of your other solo records, and you nominated for an award in your own right and all that kind of stuff. But all the time you've been friends with Dec and friends with Dec's friendship circle, who were Fuse, that's how I came to know Dec. You're keeping up, everybody. And then you two have now begun writing and recording music together, but you're also in a relationship with each other.
Yeah.
And the two things kind of happened at the same time?
Well,
Your friends first.
Yeah, and playing music first, definitely. That's been going on for a while, because that was how we met in the first place. Like us as individual friends, but also with these other boys that were in the in the band with Dec and Tom, our friend, who's also in the in the other band that we're in. We went to school together. We met in like music class when we were like 15, and then when we were in sixth form, so 17, we started and all left school at 18. We were playing together a lot. Obviously, you were playing with Fuse in the band, but we used to play because I was playing on my own. We used to play together a lot and do a lot of like duets back then.
We started doing some, didn't we? And we only at sort of maybe 2 or 3 gigs a year, really not many.
Or just like round each other.
Or just just for the fun of it as well.
Yeah, and kind of supporting each other's. Obviously, that was like when I first met you, Tim. Like I was obviously going to all of like Dec's gigs as roadie and friend, whatever. And
I didn't realise you were even a musician yourself at that point. I don't think
exactly. It was because it was something like I just sort of did casually, but obviously wanted to take further. And it was through you and through like Dec and Tom, particularly, who kind of got me actually doing the solo stuff. Oh come on, you really wanna you wanna do this. It's obviously how we met, but I hadn't ever really pursued it. So actually got me, trying to like write some stuff. Yeah. Gave me my first ever like solo gig, which was supporting you at your headline at the Hunter Club, and we just did a lot of. We used to play quite a few. That's when we started playing our duets together. It was before I could even play guitar. Like I used to play my like ukulele, and you'd play guitar, and we'd sing together. It was just something that we did. As well as me doing my solo stuff and you doing the band, but we didn't do it as much. It was just like a bit of fun as friends, but we didn't start writing anything until we got together, which then came like 3-4 years later from all of this, about a year ago. Just over a year ago.
And with that, we also kind of ramped up and decided we wanted to do even more gigs like this and take it kind of more seriously. So we ramped up how many we did and applied for anything going, and ended up doing 32 gigs last year, and as well as started writing and trying to do our own original material as well.
That was like, we decided we wanted to take the duo, make it a bit more serious and take it more like professionally before we were together as well. I mean, that was in 2024, so that would be like 2 years ago. And wanted to make it more of a thing, because we used to quite often play like at my like Jess Davey solo gigs. Like Dec would get up and join me, and we'd like play a few duets, and sometimes I would get up and join you with the band. So we've done so many like music things intertwined as well. I mean, obviously it was Dec who like started me doing my solo stuff as well as Tom, and then because you always wanted to be a producer, that was also the thing of you gave it to me for my like 18th birthday present or something. You were like, I'll like produce all your music, and it was like a team thing of us both wanting to try and give all this music stuff a go, basically. So you were like recording and producing my stuff, and we've just done it all together basically the whole time.
I like that. You're kind of helping each other out, because you're giving Dec experience in producing, but also you're getting experience in producing your own music, working on your own music as well. So it's kind of, you've helped each other out, and this is where you are now. So you are Jess and Dec as a duo, but you're also Jess Davey band with Tom. And we played one of your band tracks, haven't we? And now we've played one of your duo tracks. I'm just about managing to keep up with this.
It's quite confusing.
It can be a little bit. So let's go back then to both of your interests in music and where that originally formed from. So Dec, you tell me first what your first memories of music and playing music.
So it's always been in my family. My dad's especially has always played guitar, and always played bass, and has been in bands since he was younger than I am now. Since the age I was when I was 16, when I first got in a band, he did as well when he was, and has just been playing music like that for his entire life. And my mum is a incredible music lover, so there's just I've always been surrounded by it. But the first experience I ever got properly with playing outside of that was actually just guitar lessons at primary school. That's what got me into actually playing properly. And then since then, obviously going through high school, doing GCSE music, forming the band, and just getting this whole new love for doing these proper, like, real gigs. And then just building it more and more from there. And then from that, I've then kind of more nichely developed the love for producing music, which I obviously do alongside all the playing. But it all came from I've always been surrounded by it, so I think that's largely where it came from, and I've just grown on it in almost any way I can since.
But what you're doing more now is singing than you maybe were before.
Yes, I didn't really used to sing well at all. I mean, I did the occasional bit of backing in the band, and it was then when we started doing duets as friends, you kind of got me singing a bit more.
Yeah, cracked the whip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, it was kind of still more even backing with us, or more I'd play and you'd sing.
Yeah.
And then as that's developed, and as we've learned more and more songs, and with all of your guidance, and actually giving me an ability to sing.
What can I say?
So annoying. I've started to sing more and more in the songs we do. And
we've grown up a lot, like doing it in the last 4 years, haven't we? Yeah, I mean, I didn't used to play guitar, you didn't used to sing as much, whereas now you've helped me with like the guitar playing over the years, and
you've helped me with the singing.
And now we like sing, together most of the time, and our main kind of, I guess, the main feedback we get and like positive things or thing we, I guess, like USP is our harmonies, which is what people always comment on, and that's something we didn't used to be able to do when we were first doing it years ago.
And fair play. Well, that's something I've noticed when I've seen the two of you. I think the first time I saw you both play together was when you played Brewboard, which was meant to be a band gig, but then Tom's car broke down, didn't it? So he didn't make it in the end.
Such an idiot.
There's always some sort of drama every time I see you, it seems.
Well,
apparently. I've only just realised.
It's doubled up today as well, because I actually, as of yesterday, I don't have a car now.
Oh, right. How did you get here today then? On your flying carpet? Or?
In my car, that obviously I can't drive. Luckily, Dec.
Right, okay.
So there's always, I don't know what, for some reason, whenever we try and come and see you, everything goes wrong.
Oh, well, you didn't let your car get you down today then. That's good.
No, not at all.
All right. So, what's your backstory of music and playing guitar first, and then starting to? Well, we kind of covered the latter stuff, I guess, the early stages.
Well, it's kind of similar to Dec's, to be fair, but with a more like tragic bit in between, basically, just because my dad was a musician, very similarly, and was playing guitar. This one, my guitar that I always play, that was his guitar, and he was always playing. He was in bands when I was growing up, and it was always like going to watch him play with his band on stage. Was always really cool, and I used to sing with him quite often, which is why it's really special that it's something we do, because I used to sing with him like in the dining room in the evening. He'd play guitar, and we would both sing. But I actually started like instrumentally. I started on piano because I had piano lessons when I was younger, and I've been sort of doing that my whole life, and now that's what I teach. But I always wanted to do it and wanted to be like him. It was like the inspiration. He introduced me to all the music that I love, and then I think I always would have pursued it like properly, but I lost him very suddenly when I was 15 to a heart attack, and it was kind of probably the catalyst for like wanting to do it as much, I guess, because it made me want to, obviously not straight away, but within the years later, I picked up his guitar, which I'd never ever thought about learning before, and taught myself how to play guitar just with like the music theory knowledge that I already had, because I wanted to do that even more, because like it sucks that he's not going to see it, but it was that inspiration of like, okay, I've got to do this now for me and for him in a way. So that was the kind of start of it, but then it's been great because obviously in the you go through so many different friendships in school and stuff, obviously, but then in the like more like permanent friendships that I found, that then with Dec and Tom as well, growing up being surrounded by music in that new way, then like we even though we'd been in music class together for years, I'd never really like paid attention to like Dec and Tom because they were like weird little nerds in my music class who I like didn't who I was like, no, I'm, you know, they're so strange.
Which hasn't changed. We still are.
Well, yeah. But then when we actually like became friends, and you know, being introduced to this world of you guys being like, which again in school was quite nerdy, your little band, but then when we left school you were actually you were like doing quite well, and you know, and I was like coming along, and it was like really inspiring, especially in you guys being like, you know, you want to do this as well, so us doing it together, and it just expanded this world since we've kind of grown up a bit of us all playing in all these different ways, and it's great fun.
It is a nice story, and it's nice that you met at school and you're still, you know, obviously you two very much in touch with each other, but you know what I mean. And so you know you do lose touch with a lot of people when you're at school. So friendship, and it's good that that's carried on, and music has been the main kind of bond that's kept you together over those years. Not that
definitely.
you're that old now anyway, but
no, we're not, to be fair. You talk like we're like older, but you know.
But now, as you say, you're now teaching music.
Yeah.
So you're now being able to give something back and show what you can do to a younger generation.
Yeah.
So you both teach.
Yes.
That's something else that we do together musically. We also started that like way before we were together, when we were still just friends.
We both started teaching 4 years ago, as soon as we left school.
Right.
Literally as soon as we left sixth form. You know, it was like a part-time thing first. Amongst I was at uni at the same time, and we were doing our other jobs as well. It was like another well, you know, Oscar from who was, you know, Infuse, his mum was a primary school teacher, and she sort of got us both somehow in like teaching music to children, and we were like, oh, I'm not sure if we want to do that or not, but we ended up doing it, and you know, since then she doesn't even work there anymore. We've ended up going full time. We teach at 2 different primary schools now, teaching like 4 different instruments between us, and we've set up our own like songwriting after school club, which we run at a couple of different schools, and getting the children to like actually write songs, and then we record and produce them for them, and putting on performances. And it means that it's absolutely great. We love it so much because we wanted to try and go full time with it, and we're sort of so far so good, like managing, and it means that we are literally doing music all the time. Like we were saying, it's just crazy, like it just 24/7, because it's all through the week. And when we get in from work, and we've been teaching music all day, and then we'll be practicing for a gig we've got at the weekend, and we're just
and then gigging
or recording, and so
gigging all weekend. It's just just every single day, just absolutely living and breathing it.
I think we worked out we're teaching about 200 children a week music between us. So so
one way or another.
You're one of quite a few musicians that I know that also do the same thing.
Yeah.
Some of them go into other secondary schools as well as primary schools, but it seems there's a huge demand. Everybody I know is like stacked up with work, like just people can't get enough of wanting to learn various different instruments. I remember when I don't know, maybe not so much when you were at school. I think the curriculum's kind of changed and moved away a little bit from music. Was, you know, we had a music teacher, and we had a dedicated music lesson as part of our timetable, but now I don't know whether schools necessarily have the funding so much to be able to do that kind of thing, so therefore it falls to other people to come into schools from outside and do it, and also do it outside of school as well. We have found that it's been a lot of like, we have to really push for a lot of things, because it wouldn't really get the attention otherwise. And luckily, because we've been at one of the schools that we're at for like 4 years, we're very involved, and we just tell them we want to, you know, we put on these performances, and luckily they just let us, like but you know, I think they do see that it's because we just think it's so important for children, and obviously we're biased because we love doing it, but it's just so important, and they love it, and the children, some of them are going to go on and be like incredible little musicians, and giving them a space to do that, and a possibility. But that does mean you have to create opportunities, like how we started this club as a way for them to get to create their own music. You have to just try and find these like gaps, because it isn't that well supported in schools otherwise. Well, one day you'll be there at Bury Sound when one of your former students is in a band or performing solo.
Yeah.
And you'll be the proudest people in the room.
That would be
I'll
the
cry.
absolute dream.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm sure it will happen at some point.
I think
Why
it
not?
definitely will.
It may do. That would be cool.
You've got one that's 14, so not far.
Yeah.
He could be.
Yeah, could be in it.
Yeah.
Could be in it
To get
next
him in a
year.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw.
exactly.
Actually, he has just sort of in the last year, he has just started writing his own music. So
There you go.
need to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him in Bury
Well,
Sound.
you let him know where we are.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Let's get you to play your track, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So if you want to get yourselves into position with your guitars and whatever, this is a track that we played for the first time on the show last week, and it's Jess and Dec's first single release as a duo. It's called Yours in the Music. The streaming version is out now.
It's out on Friday.
It's out
at
on
6
Friday.
PM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. Why 6 p.m.?
That's just always what you've done,
Yeah,
isn't it? I don't
ever
know
since I first released something with Fuse, we decided to release it at 6, and now I'm too afraid to change my habits.
first song that we brought out, like 3 years ago, you told me, you were like, it comes out at 6.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just set in my ways. I always release music on Fridays at 6.
Fair enough.
If I'm involved in something.
I guess it means when we get home from work, then it comes
Well, I was going to say,
out.
there's more people around to listen to it at 6 than there is if it drops at midnight, I
think that's the logic.
Yeah.
Is a Friday night, so people have probably got in from work and are hopefully on their phones, so they might see it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Friday night at 6. Well, it's Good Friday night at 6.
Exactly.
It's going to be a great Friday.
It's going to be a great Friday.
Even better Friday.
Okay, right. You're going to play it for us live, so when you're
Yes.
ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Taking it little by little, but I really think we fall quite a lot.
Wowza. I love that.
Oh, thanks, Tim.
And yeah, those harmonies again. Interestingly, Jess takes more of a low harmony, and
Yeah. In
Which is-
that one, it's
yeah.
actually. Yeah, sometimes we do that a little bit. I
Sometimes
take
we
the more
swap it round.
masculine route, apparently. But yeah, we sort of do some, chop and change a little bit, don't we? There's a
Yeah.
couple of our covers that we do where we do like the entire thing harmonised, so we swap, don't we, quite
Yeah.
often, and that's always like a bit fun as well. But yeah.
Brooke says, beautiful. Sounds
Aw.
beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Lots of
Alright.
love hearts in the YouTube chat for that.
Oh,
for
thank
that
you so
song.
much.
That's so
I also
cute.
thought it was very sweet the way you were looking at each other as well.
Yeah.
And I guess
Disgusting.
to a certain extent, anybody that kind of duets, they kind of have to do that because you kind of, I don't know, you need to know where you are in the song and whatever. But yeah, that was sweet.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it's one of those things because people say that to us quite a lot, and it's one of those things where it was like really gross when we used to duet when we were just friends. We were like, ugh. Hopefully people don't think like
Yeah.
it's romantic.
Yeah. Oh, perish the thought.
Because we were like platonic best friends for so long.
Yeah.
Well, we thought. And so it was just like gross. And if we ever did like romantic covers, it was like, oh, don't look at each other. But now we just like, I don't know. It still grosses me out if we seem all in love. I'm like, oh no, it's disgusting.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
But, yeah.
So tell me about the song. What's it about?
Well, it's probably quite evident again. We've said loads of times that obviously, like, just because we're all like gross in love playing together, we're not gonna obviously write like all of our songs about that because no one needs to hear that, and I don't think we do either. But but it always made sense that the first song we wrote together was going to be like about our story a little bit.
And just about just loving music together.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also just the fact that it does seem I don't know, we think it's really cool, the fact that our whole friendship and then realizing that actually we were kind of meant to be more than that, like, and the year relationship we've had since everything has come from music, and
there hasn't been a moment of us knowing each other that hasn't been through involving music.
We were playing together before we even like properly knew each other. I mean, when we had to do like these, in school, like performances together when we like had never spoken, and everything. That's literally how we met, and then how we became friends, and then how we got together. It's just, it makes sense. So yeah, we were kind of like, when we first got together and first started writing this, it just started coming out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Where like, yes, it's been like over a year in the works, just like gradually chipping away at it and thinking of things and adding it in like in a little notebook, and like it's just been we've written other originals since then, but this just made sense to be the first one to come out, and the first one because it's the first thing we actually wrote together. And yeah, like, again, it could have just been love, but it kind of made sense to link it into the fact that it's always been about music, and that was how we actually like found each other. But tried to make it not too like on the nose, like kind of subtle in a way, but it ended up being just very like expressing all of that. So
And what is the plan next then? Obviously you've got a lot of songs in the back catalogue that you're doing live. Are you planning on recording and releasing more?
Well, yeah, definitely. So we released a cover last year of our favourite song to cover, which is a song called Imposters by the Fratellis,
which we've been doing since we were 17,
one
so
of the
for
first covers
4
we ever learned
years,
together. And to kind of to start us off, and this song that we're now releasing obviously wasn't finished and wasn't ready, but we definitely want to keep. Well, we've obviously got more original music written, and we definitely want to keep releasing original songs.
We have recorded one more as well.
Yes.
We've got like another one kind of ready for like once Yours and the Music's been out for a little bit. Another one that we wrote in a completely different kind of way. We wrote in like one day when we were in New Zealand last year, and then we've written a few others since, started. So the plan is definitely to get this next one out, within the momentum of Yours and the Music, so within the next couple of months hopefully, and then maybe sort of one more single, and then we'd really like to aim for, given that we have got a few originals lined up, and we write them quite quickly just because of the way we love doing this duo together. It's always been our favourite, and we're just playing all the time, especially because we're together. We just play like every evening together. So the plan is hopefully like EP at some point.
That'd be brilliant.
Maybe at the earliest, like in the latter third of this year.
Yeah.
But it depends on everything else. Obviously busy, but that would be the goal. That's like the main thing on the horizon at some point, even if it ends up being early next year.
Yeah. You teed me up for my next question because you just mentioned New Zealand, and I was going to ask you about that. So you went to New Zealand, was it the end of last year, beginning of this year? I can't remember exactly when it was. It spanned over the over the New Year time. Why did you go, first of all?
Well, I used to live there. I lived there for a year when I was about 5, because my dad's side of the family, we've got some family who were from there and live there, and so me and my family went, and my parents worked there, and we lived for a while, and then we've always planned on going back, but just never been able to. It's obviously really expensive, and then losing my dad and everything. So my mum had been really set on going back kind of once we were out of education and you've got enough time to go, so that was always kind of planned. So myself, my mum, my auntie and my brother, we went at the end of the year, and then the plan was, so it was just literally just family, and then Dec came out and joined.
Dec appeared.
Exactly.
I came out.
Dec turned up after
and joined in the new year. We kind of did a swap. So your mum and your auntie came home as I went out.
Right.
So then I was out there for I went out in the first half
and
of
we had a few.
You never been there before, or anywhere near that part of the world before?
The furthest I've ever been was Germany.
Right.
So it was suddenly
a shock to the system.
Is it as long away as it feels?
Oh, it's 24 hours on a plane.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's such a gorgeous country, and we just loved it so much, and I would go back all the time if it weren't for the flights. I don't think I could do that for another 10 years. You can see why my family just didn't go again, because it's,
for a lot of people, it's probably a once in a lifetime thing.
It's so long,
reason.
But it is worth it.
It's the most
amazing.
incredible country. You've just got to get through that flight.
Take some sleeping pills and hope that you wake up 10 hours into the flight.
Exactly.
So you knock some considerable time off.
But
so you went out there on your own.
Yes. So we both ended up flying on our own because because we wanted to fly back together.
Yeah.
Jess ended up not being able to get on the same flight as her mum and auntie. So so we both flew out on our own separately.
That would made it
and
even
had
worse,
vastly different experiences. Yours was probably the worst it could possibly go, whereas mine was incredible. On every single flight I had to and from New Zealand, anyone sat next to me was a no-show. So,
great.
So every time
I didn't have that.
Well, a screaming baby next to you or something.
Pretty much. It was just horrible. So I wouldn't recommend doing that on your own unless you absolutely have to.
I'd recommend.
But the flight back was better.
That was better because we were together. But I definitely
although we did have the stress.
Travel buddy.
We did have the stress on the way back though of hoping that our guitar was making it back with us, because we bought a guitar out in New Zealand and decided we were going to bring it home. So we paid a lot of money to fly it home on the plane with us, which was quite stressful. Put a little tracker on it, didn't we, to make sure it was coming.
Right, make sure it actually made the plane.
We couldn't face, because we had a plan, we couldn't face not playing for sort of that long. It had been 5 weeks in all by the time we got home. So we were like, we'll just buy a rubbish guitar out there, and because Jess's brother's been out there for nearly 8 months, he's been doing part of his gap year out there.
Right.
And we were like, we'll just ask him to sell it for us afterwards. And then, obviously, being musicians and a bit just crazy, we ended up buying. We ended up buying quite a nicer guitar, and
we bought it second hand from Facebook Marketplace, but we got all attached to it and covered it in New Zealand stickers.
Well, it's got memories to
exactly.
it. You could never really leave it behind.
No.
We played it on the beach. We wrote songs on it. So we paid way more money than we paid for it to fly it back.
But memories are priceless, aren't they?
Exactly.
And I'm so glad we did.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great having it here now.
Cool. I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
And then looking forwards, you mentioned you've got some gigs coming up. Just run us through the next few gigs you're playing and where people can see you.
I have to do my the mental poster. So we're in Sudbury on Sunday playing a beer festival, an Easter Sunday beer festival.
Okay.
What you will with that.
Yeah, at the Brewery Tap. Next week we're playing for like a scheme booked lo-fi in the library next week, which is like going in like acoustic music in like different libraries in Suffolk and stuff, which is
bit like so far sessions.
Yeah, exactly, like little like lounge sessions. Yeah, next week like at Haverhill Library, and then playing at Stone Rock Records in Colchester on the Sunday, and then we've got like a few more sort of pubs over the next few, like the weeks after that. I'm trying to like mentally think. We've got quite a few different pubs like the Chevington Greyhound, Felneath and White Horse, and then we've got, I'm probably missing like quite a few important things, but we've got a lot of, so far we've got some like local festivals getting booked as well, which is really cool because we did quite a lot of them last summer, so we were hoping to do similar. And we've got, there's one quite cool one which I don't think we're allowed to say yet, but it is the kind of Cambridgeshire like area. But the last time he spoke to us, we weren't allowed to say, so I don't know if we are yet. But
probably best not to.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to like lose the slot.
No.
But that's quite a cool one. And
the one you mentioned earlier, you're playing with a band. When's that? That's a Voodoo Daddies.
Voodoo Daddies, yeah, that's next Friday the 10th.
Right.
I think we can say about the Suffolk show, can't we?
Well, you just have.
Yeah, no. I think
that's fine.
I think that's fine. Yeah, we're playing Suffolk show, Jess Dec, so that's very cool.
Yeah,
that's like
really
that.
Cool.
Like Weird and Wonderful Word again, Elmsfest. We're allowed to say that, you know.
I think all told, sort of between now and the end of June,
it'll be quite busy.
Yeah, we've got about 20.
We've
booked.
got about 20 booked so far.
The goal is
so that's how many I've forgotten.
Yeah, really want to beat last year. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Even if it's 33. It'd just be so cool to have one.
I think you'll smash that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, hopefully.
Brooke's comments just made me laugh on YouTube. She's gone, they're everywhere. Everywhere in capital letters. Yes, basically. If you walk into a music venue or a pub somewhere in Suffolk, probably the chances are you might find them in there playing.
Or a library, apparently.
Yeah,
or a library.
Yeah, there's so many places.
You do realise that some hilarious smart Aleck's going to run up to you and go, shh, when you start playing.
Definitely.
Just be prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Some dad who thinks they're really funny.
Yeah,
probably
I
would.
I would
hilarious.
find that funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So singles out on Friday, 6 o'clock on Good Friday.
Yep.
Gig details are on your social media, which your handle is what?
It's Jess _Dec_duo. So it just looks like Jess and Dec duo, but it has got all the underscores in.
Yep.
But yeah, all the gigs are on there. All the news. That's the main like platform that we put everything. I do kind of fairly regular like flyers with all the upcoming things. I think we've got the next 20 gigs on.
Yeah, no, your
on
social media is pretty up to date with your your engagements.
Yeah, so that's the main place. But we've got lots of new ones since I posted the last flyer, so that there'll be a new one of those coming soon. Especially since we had a fancy photo shoot the other day, so we've got some new promo for that. So yeah, but yeah, Jess and Dec duo.
Cool. Well, thank you both for coming. I appreciate the extra effort given the circumstances that you've got to.
Thank you so much. Sorry I can't really see, but I can hear you from over there. So yeah.
Well, and we can hear you, and that's the most important thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry all of a sudden I've changed to doing videos, because if we were doing the old radio...
I literally said,
we didn't even have to mention it.
I know, I literally said to Dec, I said, we've both been on this show before, but it was just audio, so the one time we have to be seen. But yeah, I'm glad we could still play. I'm glad that it's not stopping me doing that. So
no,
really
definitely.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you so
much for having us.
We're going to play this song now by an artist that you might remember. We've played loads of her songs on the show over the last few years. Used to be known as Fionn Rebecca. Well, she's had a She had a bit of an identity change, and she's now known as Phoenix, spelt F-I-N-I-X, and this is her debut track under that moniker. This is called Out Your Life, spelt out, O-U-T, U-R, life, L-Y-F, just because, you know, she's cool, or she can't spell, one of the two. Nice. Oh, good, thank you. Grab a photo of you. Nice, about 40 minutes of chatting. No, it's good, I like it. You give me long answers. Someone gives me short. That track is by the artist that we used to know as Film Rebecca, now known as Phoenix, F-I-N-I-X, and the track is called Out Your Life, and it is available now if you would like to go and stream it. You are watching and listening to the New Music Generator. We are live on YouTube on this Wednesday evening. We are also on Instagram, and we are also available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts from. Spotify or any of the other places. You can find us on there. As soon as the show goes out, we'll upload that and get it there for you. And we're on Nogs Radio on a Thursday afternoon from 4 o'clock as well, with more information about where you can hear us and some new places coming up probably on next week's show. Now, another track that I was very excited to listen to today, this is the new single from Marada, who are a group of 15, 16-year-olds from Cambridgeshire, but their last track really wowed me. It was one of my favourite tracks of last year. They've been back in the studio again with Jake Day to put this track together. Available today, this is Back to You.
To have a castle in royalty. Now I wait outside your door, knowing you won't leave. We could have had it all, waiting for your call, waiting for your love knows through the door. Whoa, whoa. Remember when you waited outside my house? You looked handsome in your shirt, cigarette in your mouth. Music we listen to is back, humming back to black. Remember when the radio played our track? Whoa, whoa. And yeah, I know now we'll make it somehow. This pain ain't getting better. Let's get it back together and back together. I know now how this will turn out, but we won't live forever. Let's get it back together and back together. And I look at all the things we've done, paths we've crossed and games we've won. Baby, it all comes back to you. And yeah, I know now we'll make it somehow. This pain ain't getting better. Let's get it back together and back together. I know now how this will turn out, but we won't live forever. Let's get it back together and back together. With
Oh yeah,
you.
like this. Slightly different vibe to their last single, but also you can definitely tell it's them. That's Marada and Back to You. We had an interview with them in the summer back last year, and they won the 18 and under award at the NMG Awards, and you can see why. Definitely doing very well for themselves at the moment. That song is available as of today. If you want to send in a track, you are a band or an artist from East Anglia, Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, Suffolk, Essex, Hertfordshire or Bedfordshire, get in touch, inbox at newmusicgenerator.com. Send through your latest track as an MP3 or WAV format attachment, and also include links to your biography and your social media. That would be lovely, and we'll get you on the show very soon indeed. Still to come, we've got music from Dead Colours, The Portland, Vintage Wreck, Jamie Wiltshire as well. But now another track from Iona Sky. We've been playing quite a lot of music from them over the last few weeks because they have released a new EP as of a couple of weeks back. And so this, I think, is now the last track from that EP that we have not yet played. This is called Everything I Got.
It's a decision when you're making your mind up. It's a cold, cold feeling the last touch, but I'm not seriously enough. 'Cause I'm waiting for it all to come crashing out, digging in another hole I'm already down, but I'm working my way up now. 'Cause I want everything you got. I wanna know what that life means. My best suited me, you are.
Everything I Got from Iona Sky. Jess Dec reminded me that I haven't mentioned today that we are fast approaching the deadline now for the NMG Awards. If you want to be in with a chance of being nominated at the NMG Awards this year, which are back on the 11th of September, then you have to have had your track played on the programme between the last event and the 31st of May. So we are now less than 2 months away from that particular deadline. It must be an original track, covers do not count, and you must be from our area of coverage, which I've just mentioned is Cambridgeshire, Norfolk, Suffolk, Essex, Hertfordshire or Bedfordshire. So basically anybody that's being played on the show at the moment, anybody tonight, or anybody that gets featured between now and the 31st of May and has been featured up to now, will be considered to be included in the long list of nominations. It doesn't guarantee you a nomination, but it stands you in good stead. And so the awards are on the 11th of September at the Apex in Bury St Edmunds once again this year. Here comes a track from Dead Colours. I'm struggling to find the information on this because Gmail has handily just decided to log me out of the inbox on my computer. So let's go on to the phone. This is a track that they sent through a week or so ago and just missed out on last week's show. So I said we would definitely play it today. So let's do just that. Dead Colours are a electro indie synth duo from St Albans, and they're excited to share news that their latest single, Travelling, taken from their EP Emotional Corrosion, is out now. Travelling captures the push and the pull of wanting to move forward in a relationship whilst grappling with the fear of being tied down. It's part of their EP, as I say, which is available now. They've got a gig coming up on May the 14th at Club 85 in Hitchin, if you are in and around that area. Nice venue. If you would like to find out more information about the band, you can on Instagram. They are Dead Colours Music. Let's have a listen to this then. This is Dead Colours and the track is called Travelling.
In my head I wanna let go, 'cause I'm gonna be a no-show. I guess I always wanted solo, I never said I had a halo. And now I really wanna move on, 'cause yesterday's long gone. Don't know why I wanna hold on, it was never gonna last long. I feel like traveling, it keeps on happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, it's just like gambling. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I'm about to relapse, I'm falling for the same traps. If I'm never gonna get caught, then take me to the airport. Give me some adventure, I set my own agenda. Now as long as I am breathing, I'll take it as a healing. I feel like traveling, it keeps on happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, it's just like gambling. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel I should be traveling. I feel like traveling, it just keeps happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it. I feel like traveling, it keeps on happening. I know you felt it, I just can't help it.
You're listening to the New Music Generator. That's Dead Colours and their track called Travelling. Now we're going to play you a recorded version of a track by the Portland, recorded live at Drip Dry Productions. This is Blooms.
The road I knew is beyond the horizon. Oh, I can't see the truth behind your eyes. Oh, it gets me down. I can't get through with all of the questions, and I wanna know my way around this. The world I knew, it was beyond the horizon. Oh, I just hoped you could show me the answers to get me through. I can't get by with all of the questions, and I wanna know my way around this. There's all these words that you get to me, all the memories are giving inside my head. Oh, I was looking back when she turned back round to me. She said, I'm always getting closer, and you see just what I need, yeah. Dark thoughts seem true, they override my sensation. Another mind I knew, oh, he was living in fear, oh, it gets to me. I can't get through with all of the feelings, oh, that is getting me down. I'm under the ground, I'm suffocating. There's all these words that you give to me, oh, all the memories keep inside my head. Oh, I was looking back when she turned right round to me. She said, I'm always getting closer, and you see just what I need, yeah. But there's a black dog on me, stands right in my way. He's got a grip right down my veins. Oh, I was looking back when she turned back round to me. She said, you're always getting closer, and you see just what I need, yeah. Yeah.
That is the Portland and their track, which is called Blooms, recorded at Drip Dry Studios, which I believe is in Peterborough. If you want to go and see them play live, then the next opportunity is at the Apex in Bury St Edmunds a week on Friday for Club Columbia, a night that some music industry experts who know what they're talking about have worked out for local bands that you really need to see before they become big. One of those musical experts might be me, in inverted commas. So the Portland are going to be on the bill alongside Icarus, Chest and Jaded Teeth. It's £12 if you want to come along on April the 10th to see each band play live. The Portland are also playing alongside Chest at the Waterfront in Norwich on the 22nd of May. They're both supporting World News. Then they're playing their own hometown headline show at 33 and a Third in Peterborough on the 26th of June. That's 60% sold out already. And on the 4th of July, they're playing at Dead Wax in Norwich with Pink Serene and Sickener. Later this month, they'll be recording their new single with engineer and producer Brett Shaw of 123 Studios in London. He's previously worked with Florence the Machine, Foals and Gorillaz. So the Portland, exciting band that came on our radar about a year or so ago now, continuing to go in one direction, which is good. Looking forward to seeing them play live again on April the 10th. That is a week on Friday. More details on that gig on the show next week. All right, so we have 25 minutes left of the programme and still lots of new music to play you, and we need to go through the artists that are playing the Brighten the Corners All Day Festival in Ipswich on the 25th of April, and also First Light Festival, who have announced the bulk of their lineup this week. That's in June. Now, though, it is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for a new track from Vintage Rec, who we haven't heard anything from for a little while. But it's nice to hear that they've got a new track, and it is also out on April the 10th. Vintage Rec is a dynamic indie rock band from Cambridge, formed by 5 young musicians, namely Lewis, Josh, Isaac, Ellis and Frank. Ranging from 17 to 19 years old, these up-and-coming artists bringing high-energy performances that captivate crowds wherever they go. Drawing inspiration from legendary acts like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Radiohead, Block Party and Two Door Cinema Club, their sound blends catchy hooks and memorable lyrics, creating a modern and vibrant take on indie rock and pop. This is the new track from Vintage Rec, out next Friday, called Fantasy.
Just sat over there, come try and talk to me. There ain't no other ending, no happy fantasy. Spun around in circles under the palm of my feet. Don't make your feelings obvious, just try to be discreet. Cause I've been feeling all alone, and I don't know if you're coming home. And I've been feeling all alone. We come so far and I don't know how. You pick me up when I am down. I'm lost in feelings, lost in love, knowing that you'll always be my fantasy. My fantasy. I don't know what's new, don't know where I went wrong. I'll put it in a letter, a poem or a song. Spun around in circles, I lit upon my feet. I made my feelings obvious, I wasn't so discreet. Cause I've been feeling all alone, and I don't know if you're coming home. And I've been feeling all alone. We come so far and I don't know how. You pick me up when I am down. I'm lost in feelings, lost in love, knowing that you'll always be my fantasy. My fantasy. My
That is Fantasy from Vintage Rec. The track's out next Friday, and it also coincides with a gig that they are playing at the Junction 5 a night next Friday. If you want to go along to that. In fact, let's have a little look while we're here at the other bands that are playing the Junction 5 a night, so we can give everybody a mention. Just hold the line a moment, please, caller. Friday, the 10th of April. It's the April Fiver, where tickets are rarely a fiver. Who have we got here? Wisteria, The Pit Monkeys, Vintage Rec, Heroic Dragon, Eduardo and Essay, and Jay Dearly. Okay, well, as you can probably hear by my recognition, we're not familiar with any of those bands, which is a shame. So, Vintage Rec, your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to tell those bands about us, and if they have any recorded music, to get in touch, and we'll play it on the show. Lots of exciting things bubbling away in the background here at NMG HQ, none of which I can tell you about at the moment, but there will be an announcement of something exciting happening next week. And also, hopefully, on the show next week, I'll be able to tell you something else. But there's plenty of things we're working on in the background. It's not just this Wednesday night show on YouTube. We're going to be out and about at events. We've got more content coming to this YouTube channel. We're going to be available to be heard in more places than we currently are at the moment. And that's probably all I should say on that. But if you would like to be featured on the programme, you can also get in touch, inbox at newmusicgenerator.com. And we'd love to hear from you. Still got music left in the inbox we won't get the chance to play this week. Here for another 20 minutes. If you missed any of the show, you can rewind it on YouTube back to any part that you would like to watch again. It's available there forever. The podcast will be available straight after the show as well, and we're broadcast at 4 o'clock tomorrow on Nogs Radio, which is my good chum Neil Whiteside's online radio station. Jamie Wiltshire's been back in touch, and whenever Jamie sends us his music, I must play it immediately. I love Jamie's stuff. This is out on the 2nd of April, so tomorrow. It's called Better Man, and it's a heartfelt guitar-led pop rock anthem that captures the struggle to break generational patterns while stepping fully into fatherhood. Let's have a listen.
I didn't see it too. I wore his shoes, the cracks in the floor, the ghost I once knew. His shadow gone, but lingers still. I swore that cycle would end somehow. I'll be a better man, better than he ever tried. Hold their little hands, stay right by their side. No matter the cost, be all that I can for my daughters. I'll be a better man. When they cry at night, I'll hold them tight. Tell them the monsters won't win this fight. I'll break their head, I'll learn the songs, show them love where it once was lost. I see their eyes, they're my whole life. I'll never leave, not a goodbye. I'll be a better man, better than he ever tried. Hold their little hands, stay right by their side. No matter the cost, be all that I can for my daughters. I'll be a better man. Cheer them on, I'll catch them fall. Be the father I wished for. I'll be a better man, better than he ever tried. Hold their little hands, never leave their side. No matter the cost, be all that I can. Be a better man.
Love it. Another brilliant track from Jamie Wiltshire, available tomorrow. That is called Better Man. All right, time for a new track from the Dutch House. Hi, Tim and NMG team. I hope you're having a great week. This is Anna from the Dutch House. We recently released a single called Canterbury Tales, and we thought we'd send it over for your consideration. Thank you very much. Let's have a listen to it. This is the new one from the Dutch House, Canterbury Tales.
Every inch of this country looks the same.
That is new from the Dutch House. It is called Canterbury Tales. Just looking at the playlist, which you can find again once I post it online, if you missed any tracks, as I mentioned earlier on. And just notice that we happen to have just played 3 tracks from Cambridge bands or artists in a row. Well, would you look at that? Somebody write that down. Make a note of the time. 8:47, 1st of April 2026. Must be an April Fool. You're listening and watching the New Music Generator here for another 13 minutes, and it's time to mention some events that are happening over the course of the next few months. Brighten the Corners is an annual music festival that takes place in Ipswich, and they have announced details of a all-dayer that is going to be taking place on the 25th of April across 7 venues in the town. It's a grassroots music festival and celebration of emerging regional artists. It's free to attend thanks to funding from Ipswich Central, the Business Improvement District, and will be hosted by a variety of town centre venues, including pubs and community hubs. The 7 venues taking part are the Three Wise Monkeys, Chip Studios, Arcade Tavern, Halberd Inn, Thomas Wolsey, the Empty Superdry unit in the Butter Market, and the Brighten the Corners run venue, The Church, which are all located in central Ipswich. The lineup is, and a lot of these we've played on the show, One Lemon, we've played A Different Kitchen, NMG award-winning artist, Arthur Black, Bag of Cans, Bonuru, British, The Bungees, Chance for Good, Chest, Dean Frost, The Detour, Dollface, Done With Waiting, Dream Houses, E. Marson, Eve's Delight, The Feathered Thorns, Gasoline Green, Girl Guide, Holloway, who we played earlier, I Am Afia, Is Gone, Jaded Teeth, Joe Gray, Juliet, Kasamu, Kira Kira, Loom, Lottie Brazier, May Gabriels, New Gen, I feel like I'm reading a shopping list now, The Rabbits, Rad Pitt, Robin Torbett, Rysky, Sam Milne and the Tyrants, Samuel Taylor, Sabuku, Sleep's Cousin, Takeda, and Zamani Fitri. I think we've played about 2/3 of those artists on that playlist, so that's a good start for us, and hopefully we'll be introduced to some of the others in the future. 40 plus artists playing in Ipswich on the 25th of April. It is free to go along, and if you would like to volunteer, you can go to the brightenthecorners.co.uk website and click on the register to volunteer link, because they're looking for volunteers. So, from that long list, let's play you The Detour. We played this again last week because it's just come out. This is Obsolete. One of over 40 artists playing in the Brighton the Corners all day are in Ipswich on the 25th of April. That's the Detour and Obsolete. Quick word on upcoming guests. The Detour will be on the show on the 22nd of April. On the 15th of April, we'll be joined live in the studio for a live session by Essex singer-songwriter George Bone. And next week on the show, on the 8th of April, I will be joined in the studio by a new co-host. Somebody will be co-hosting the show with me next week. And you can all start wondering who that might be next Wednesday from 7 o'clock. Right, the other event we need to talk about today is the First Light Festival, who have announced the bulk of their lineup this week. First Light takes place in Lowestoft on the 20th and 21st of July. And amongst the artists that are performing this year are Ollie Harris, Chance for Good, Robin Torbett, Gabby Rivers and Lara Price on the New Dawn stage. Chance for Good are the recipients of the NMG Awards Prize for playing on that stage this year. Also, elsewhere in the festival, on the Upper Promenade are Kitty May, Maple Ward, Rachel Hill, Ryan Redwood, Retro Firefly and Millie Kirkpatrick. And these are just artists that we've supported. And on the Kensington Gardens will be Melody Coles, Caswell and Juliet. There are many other artists that you can see on the First Light Festival website, which is firstlightlowestoft.com. 20th and 21st of June, and hopefully we'll be there producing some sort of content from that festival later on this summer. All right, we don't have much longer left. We will play you Chance for Good and stick around in just a moment. But first, the last new track from the playlist is one that, bizarrely, I don't actually know the title of. It's by an artist called Moira Somewhere. Moira Someone. Start again. It's by an artist called Moira Someone, but I don't exactly know the name of the track. Hi, I'm a solo singer-songwriter. I wanted to share my latest release. I've been slowly building my music in the last year and really enjoying sharing it and playing local venues in Essex. My Instagram is Moira Someone. So I go onto her Instagram and I think, okay, she's been featured on a few other radio shows. She's playing some gigs. So I download the track and the file doesn't give me a title. And I've emailed and asked what the title of the song is, and I haven't had a reply back yet. So, at the moment, this is Untitled by Moira Someone, unless I can work out when I listen to it what it might be called. So, if you've got any ideas, post them in the YouTube chat.
Midnight, midnight, and he opens up the door. Midnight, midnight, don't wait around no more. Midnight, midnight, and I'm crying on the floor. Midnight, midnight, and
I think it's a safe bet to say that it's called Midnight, don't you? That's Moira Someone, and the track is called Midnight.
You're listening to the New Music Generator with Tim Willett.
Thanks for your company this week. Do it again same time next week, shall we? I'll leave you with Chance for Good and stick around. Good night.